Well, the question is, how long have I been caddying for? So I started caddying when I was very young. Our eldest brother, Edward, started caddying.
So Caddyshack must have been a lot of fun for you then.
Yeah, well, Caddyshack came, my brother Brian Brian wrote it with Doug Kenny, one of the really great funny guys from National Lampoon, and Harold Ramis, who ended up directing the movie. But all the golf stuff is all Brian's, memories of caddying. And the whole golf story comes from Brian, sort of. They all write jokes, but Doug was in charge of all the fancy lad stuff. His dad was some sort of tennis pro sometime or other in Ohio. And Harold wrote the jokes that were left and shaped it and directed it.
So you started off caddying.
Yeah.
And
I started as a shag boy, which doesn't even exist anymore.
What is that?
There's a thing called a jam boy, which I don't know if it really exists. My friend Duff insists that back in the day there was a thing called a jam boy who walked around, I think it was a slave or something like it, who walked around covered with jam to draw the insects away from the golfers. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. We should ask your listeners. But I didn't have it that bad, of course, but a shag boy was, golfers had what they call a shag bag, which was like a small bag of golf balls, like 100 golf balls or something like that. And they would dump them out on the practice tee, and you would run out there with the bag, and you would be the target. Okay, go out about 70 yards, 60 yards, and then they'd start hitting.
Did you ever wear
See, no, but see, that would be safer than what I was wearing. We didn't have that. But I was just out there. Yeah. But I was definitely out there, and they would aim at you. And the thing was, it would last for an hour or so. And, I was 10 when I started doing this. So your mind would wander, and occasionally you'd hear like a ball land next to you or really close. I never got conked exactly on the head, but I definitely got hit on one bounce on any number of times. But you were just the target. And then he'd wave in the next club, and you'd go like 7 iron, so you'd have to back up a little farther and then farther. And the bigger the club, the wider the dispersion of the ball, so you had to run back. You really had to run to catch up to where this bad golfer was hitting the golf balls. So that was when I was 10. And then like a year or so later, I became like a caddy. And then I caddied all the way through high school, paid my way through high school.
When did you start playing?
Well, if you showed up to caddy on Sunday, you were allowed to play golf on Monday morning. So probably I didn't really play golf like that until really 12 maybe. Maybe a little sooner, maybe